So let's jump back into some TFcon Orlando 2020 third-party product panel reveals. And this one is another one that I'm super excited about because of my love for that which is Beast Wars, and it's that of Transform Element Beast Wars Scorponok. It doesn't really have a third-party name for it yet, so we're just going to call it Transform Element Beast Wars Scorponok. And he looks great, and it's funny because I want to say it was about 6 months ago, around the time of Winter Wonder Festival 2019, that we were shown the Beast Wars Scorponok resin kit, which was done in a more of a masterpiece scale by Expert 10 Models. And I talked about these a few times on the podcast, and those looked really good. And you know, they really like hit that niche that people wanted to kind of fill in the gaps in their Beast Wars masterpiece collection. But unfortunately, they're resin model kits. And so while you do have that, you know, flexibility of, you know, hey, you could do it in, you know, Bakan Sandstorm colors or double punch colors or whatever you want to do it, or traditional Scorponok colors. But the point is that it's a model kit. You got to build it. It just doesn't have that, you know, that flexibility of enjoyment. I own quite a few of those Wonderfest model kits of different Transformer one-day exclusives, and they're not the best stuff to fiddle with. Let's put it this way, you know, kind of fragile in a lot of ways, despite their high price point. So we have here the Transform Element Beast Wars Scorponok shown here in their gray prototype. It was images that were shown afterwards on Weibo, and after the TFcon panel, which pretty much just showed grayscales of the prototype and everything, we finally got some nice scale images compared to some previous existing products, specifically their Transform Element Blackarachnia, and next to a deluxe, I believe this was the Generations version of Rat Trap. So we have a good idea of the scale here, and it works very well, despite the fact that this is touted as a Legend scale figure. So this looks really, really good. And judging by what we see here, he has his opening claws that have his missile launchers. It's not confirmed if the other claw opens up to make a Cyber Bee, which would be pretty cool, though, but looks spectacular otherwise. And this is, again, one of those characters that when you really think about it, he didn't really have many toys. He really just did not have many toys. Partially probably because of the fact that, you know, spoiler for anyone that hasn't watched Beast Wars, he kind of bows out of the series after the second season, like, you know, episode 1 of season 1, bye-bye Scorponok, you know, so kind of a sad thing about that character, despite the fact that he's probably pretty well known by fans of Beast Wars because of how predominant he was in that first season. Especially at being, you know, I'm second in command, you know, so he's just one of those characters that just through his history just didn't get a lot of toys. He had his initial toy back in the day. He was one of the very first Mega Toys back in 1996. And then after that, it was kind of like, oh, we'll give him a Transmetal McDonald's release, I guess. And then after that, you know, more than 20 years later, with the Transformer subscription service stuff through the Transformer Club with Fun Publications in 2016, we had like a pre-Cybertronian version that came with Fractal. And that was about it. That was literally about it. I mean, he had a little bit of merchandise stuff here and there from the Japanese side of things, little PVC figures and stuff, but nothing really worth noting. And it's nice to finally get another figure of him. I mean, he's one of those characters that unfortunately, because of his name, it's kind of always going to be overshadowed by the big headmaster leader character. That's just how it'll always be. And, you know, it's almost one of those things that Hasbro just kind of had him around as a trademark saver, too. And after Beast Wars finished its run, you know, Energon gave us a Scorponok character just to kind of keep it afloat. And then Cybertron gave us a Dark Scorponok character just to keep it afloat. And then by the time Cybertron ended, then it was the movies, and we had another Scorponok character just to keep it afloat. So, and now we have, you know, today we have our giant Titan scale base Scorponok that's going to be coming soon from Hasbro and probably later Takara. So who knows what they're going to do with the Beast Wars Scorponok trademark on the Hasbro and Takara Tomy side of things. So we're better off kind of looking at third party here and going, hey, what could you give us in the meantime to satiate us with our beast needs? And it's Transform Elements Beast Wars Scorponok. And I like it a lot. He looks really good. Transform Elements stuff is also very affordable. And it's just really exciting just to get more Beast Wars stuff. So let me know what you think about this. I actually have a question with this one for the fans. Who would you like to see Transform Element do next? Because we have the Blackarachnia, we have the Transmetal Megatron that was shown, and now we have this Scorponok here. But who would you like to see next? I know me personally, I think that the next character that really needs to be revisited and updated, that just like Scorponok, suffered a fate way too early and didn't have many toys. I'd like to see Terrorsaur. I want to see Terrorsaur next. So who would you like to see next, though?